Welcome to Insight Avenue. Before we go any further, take a quiet moment with me. This is not a lesson to rush through or a message to pressure you. It's a calm space to reflect, breathe, and begin again, gently and on your own terms. Many people enter a new year with strong hopes, then slowly lose them in daily pressure, habits, and self-doubt. Nothing breaks. Nothing ends. Life simply continues the same way, and that can feel even heavier. If you've ever thought, I want things to be different, but I don't know where to start, this space is for you. 2026 does not ask you to be perfect. It doesn't demand big plans or dramatic moves. It offers something much more realistic, a chance to take small, meaningful steps that slowly shift your direction. In this episode, we'll walk through simple areas of life that quietly shape who you become, how you think, how you act each day, and how you care for yourself along the way. Stay with me. Sometimes, a gentle reset is exactly what creates real change. If you want your life in 2026 to feel different, the first place to look is not your job, your money, or your situation. It is the way you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. Your mindset quietly shapes how you act, what you try, and what you avoid. Long before change appears on the outside, it begins inside your thoughts. Many people believe their thoughts are simply the truth. They hear a voice in their head saying, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "This is too hard for me," and they accept it without question. These sentences may seem small, but repeated every day, they become powerful. Over time, they influence confidence, energy, and decisions. A negative mindset does not usually shout. It whispers, again and again, until you stop trying. Changing your mindset does not mean forcing yourself to be positive all the time. It is not about pretending problems do not exist. A healthy mindset begins with awareness. When a negative thought appears, the first step is not to fight it, but to notice it. Pause for a second. Acknowledge that this is a habit of thinking, not a fact about who you are. Then comes a simple but meaningful shift. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you gently replace it with, "I'm learning how to do this." This change may sound small, but it changes the direction of your mind. "I can't" closes the door. "I'm learning" keeps it open. One sentence invites growth, the other blocks it. Another important part of mindset is how you see mistakes. Many people fear mistakes because they believe mistakes mean failure. As a result, they avoid trying new things, speaking up, or starting again. But mistakes are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something is happening. Every skill you admire, speaking, writing, working, living well, began with errors. Progress always looks messy at first. When you accept mistakes as part of learning, fear loses its power. You become more willing to try, even when you are unsure. Confidence does not come from never failing. It comes from realizing you can recover, adjust, and continue. A growth mindset also understands time. Real change does not happen in 1 week or 1 month. Many people quit because they expect fast results. When those results do not appear, they feel disappointed and give up. A healthier mindset thinks long-term. It asks, what choice today helps my future self? Even small actions matter when they are repeated. You do not need to become a new person overnight. You only need to become slightly better than yesterday. One calmer reaction, one kinder sentence to yourself, one small effort made with patience. In 2026, let your mindset become a place that supports you, not one that holds you back. When your thinking becomes more flexible, your actions follow. And when your actions change, your life slowly begins to move in a new direction, one step at a time. After mindset, the next quiet force shaping your life is what you do every day. especially when no one is watching. Big changes rarely arrive through one dramatic decision. They grow from small habits repeated so often that they begin to feel normal. Over time, these simple actions quietly decide your energy, focus, and direction. Many people believe habits must be big to matter. They imagine strict schedules, early mornings, or perfect routines. When they cannot maintain these plans, they feel discouraged and stop. But habits do not work because they are impressive. They work because they are easy enough to continue, even on tired or busy days. Morning habits are a good place to begin because they influence how the rest of the day feels. You do not need to wake up very early or follow a complex routine. Even 10 extra minutes can change your pace. When the first thing you see is your phone, your mind immediately enters a noisy world of messages, news, and comparison. Before the day has started, your attention is already pulled in many directions. Instead, a simple morning habit can create calm. Drinking a glass of water, stretching your body, or taking a few slow breaths helps your system wake up gently. These actions may seem small, but they send a clear message to your mind. I am present. I am in control of how I begin. Evening habits are just as important because they prepare your body and mind for rest. Many people end their day with bright screens and constant stimulation, then wonder why sleep feels difficult. Going to bed at a similar time each night helps your body feel safe and settled. Turning off strong lights and putting your phone away, even briefly, allows your mind to slow down. One powerful evening habit is reflection. This does not mean judging yourself or replaying mistakes. It means asking simple questions. What went well today? What can I improve tomorrow? Reflection helps you learn without pressure. It turns each day into a quiet lesson instead of a burden. A common mistake is making too many plans at once. Long lists feel motivating at first, but they are hard to keep. One small habit practiced consistently is far more effective than many habits started and abandoned. When a habit feels manageable, it becomes part of your life rather than a task you must force yourself to do. Consistency matters more than motivation. Motivation changes with mood, energy, and circumstances. Habits stay because they are simple and familiar. Even on difficult days, doing a small action still counts. Reading for 10 minutes, walking for 15, or planning tomorrow in 5 minutes may not feel dramatic, but they are meaningful. Over time, these small actions shape your future in ways you cannot immediately see. Habits work quietly, but they are powerful. In 2026, you do not need a perfect routine. Choose one small habit, protect it, repeat it, and allow it to slowly change how your days and your life feel. When people decide to change their life, they often feel pressure to learn everything at once. They sign up for many courses, watch endless videos, and collect information without direction. At first, this feels productive, but soon it becomes overwhelming. The mind gets tired, confidence drops, and nothing truly moves forward. In 2026, a different approach is more powerful, choosing one useful skill and committing to it. You do not need many skills to improve your life. One well-chosen skill can create real change. A skill gives you something stable, something that grows with practice and stays with you over time. Unlike motivation, which comes and goes, a skill becomes part of who you are. Learning a skill builds confidence first. When you notice yourself improving, even slowly, you start to trust your ability to grow. This inner belief affects how you speak, how you act, and how you face challenges. Confidence does not come from knowing everything. It comes from knowing that you can learn. A useful skill can also improve your work and opportunities. It may help you perform better in your current job, open doors to new roles, or create additional income. Skills often matter more than luck because luck is temporary, while skills continue to support you year after year. There are many directions you can choose, but the key is usefulness, not perfection. Digital skills are valuable in almost every field today. Basic computer knowledge, online tools, or simple technical abilities can make daily tasks easier and more efficient. Communication skills are equally important. Learning how to express ideas clearly, listen carefully, and respond calmly can transform both work and personal relationships. Problem-solving skills help you stay steady when situations become difficult. Instead of reacting with stress, you learn to think step by step. Time management skills allow you to use your energy wisely, rather than feeling rushed or scattered all day. These skills may seem ordinary, but their impact is strong. Choosing the right skill starts with one simple question: will this help me now or in the future? You do not need the best skill in the world. You need one that fits your life and supports your goals. Avoid choosing many skills at the same time. Focus brings clarity, and clarity builds progress. Learning does not need to feel heavy. You can begin with 10 or 15 minutes a day. Short, regular practice is far more effective than long sessions that happen only once. Free resources, videos, articles, or simple lessons are enough to start. But learning does not happen by watching alone. Practice turns information into ability. Mistakes are part of this process. Every error shows you where to adjust and improve. Instead of feeling embarrassed, see mistakes as guidance. They shorten the path forward. In 2026, allow yourself to grow in one clear direction. Choose one useful skill. Practice it patiently. Over time, that single decision can open doors you did not even know were there. When people talk about changing their life, they often focus on goals, discipline, and effort. But many forget one essential truth. Your body and mind are the foundation of every change. If you feel exhausted, tense, or constantly overwhelmed, even the best plans become heavy. In 2026, real growth begins by taking care of yourself in simple, practical ways. Many people treat rest as a reward instead of a need. They believe they must work harder before they deserve to slow down. Over time, this mindset leads to burnout. When the body is tired and the mind is overloaded, motivation disappears, focus weakens, and even small tasks feel difficult. Caring for your health is not a luxury. It is a requirement for sustainable change. Sleep is one of the most overlooked parts of health. Poor sleep affects everything: mood, memory, patience, and decision-making. When you do not rest well, problems feel bigger than they really are. You may feel more sensitive, more stressed, or more negative without knowing why. Going to bed at a similar time each night helps your body feel safe and stable. Even small improvements in sleep quality can bring noticeable changes to your energy and thinking. Food also plays a quiet but powerful role. You do not need strict rules or perfect diets. Simple, regular meals and enough water help your body stay balanced. When your body receives what it needs, your mind becomes clearer. You feel less tired during the day and more capable of focusing on what matters. Movement is another important form of care. Exercise does not have to be intense or time-consuming. Gentle movement, walking, stretching, or light activity supports both the body and the mind. Just 10 or 15 minutes a day can reduce stress and lift your mood. Movement reminds your body that it is alive, capable, and supported. Mental health deserves the same attention as physical health. Many people carry stress quietly, believing they must handle everything alone. They feel guilty for resting or asking for space. But rest is not weakness, it is recovery. Taking short breaks, breathing deeply, or allowing moments of silence helps the mind reset. Another important practice is reducing comparison. When you constantly measure your progress against others, you create unnecessary pressure. Everyone has a different path, background, and pace. Comparing only adds noise and self-doubt. Being kind to yourself allows you to grow without fear. Listening to your body and mind is a skill you can learn. When you notice fatigue, tension, or emotional heaviness, it is not a failure, it is information. Responding with care helps you stay steady and grounded. In 2026, you do not need to become healthier overnight. Start small. Go to bed a little earlier. Drink more water. Take a short walk. Pause when you feel overwhelmed. When your body feels stronger and your mind feels calmer, every other change becomes easier and far more natural. Many people believe that change depends only on strong willpower. They tell themselves to try harder, stay disciplined, and be more motivated. But one powerful influence is often overlooked: your environment. The space around you quietly shapes your behavior, your mood, and your decisions, often without you realizing it. Your environment is more than just a place. It includes your room, your desk, your phone, the people you listen to, and the content you consume every day. If these surroundings work against you, even strong intentions can feel exhausting. When your environment supports you, good choices become easier. Physical space plays a simple but important role. A messy room or crowded desk can create mental noise. You may feel distracted, tired, or unmotivated without knowing why. This does not mean your space must be perfect. A clean, simple area is enough. Start small. Clear one surface. Make your bed. Organize your desk. These small actions bring a sense of order and calm that supports focus. Your phone is another powerful part of your environment. Social media and constant notifications can steal attention and energy throughout the day. When your mind jumps from one message to another, it becomes harder to stay present. Reducing screen time does not mean removing your phone completely. Small changes help. Turning off unnecessary notifications or setting a time limit can give your mind room to breathe. The people around you also shape how you think. Words, attitudes, and habits slowly influence your own. If you are surrounded by constant negativity, complaining, or fear, it becomes easy to adopt the same mindset. Supportive voices, on the other hand, encourage growth and effort. You cannot always choose everyone in your life, but you can choose whose words you allow to guide you. The content you watch and read matters more than it seems. News, videos, and posts affect emotional balance. Too much negative or stressful content can quietly increase worry and tension. Choosing content that teaches, calms, or inspires helps protect your mental space. You do not need to follow everything. Stepping back is a form of care. Changing your environment does not require dramatic action. You do not need to move, delete every app, or cut off people suddenly. One small adjustment is enough to start. Remove what distracts you. Add what supports you. When your environment aligns with your goals, change feels lighter. You spend less energy fighting yourself and more energy moving forward. In 2026, pay attention to what surrounds you. Shape it gently. A supportive environment does not push you. It quietly helps you grow. Many people carry good ideas and strong hopes for the future. They think deeply, plan carefully, and imagine a better version of their life. Yet nothing truly changes until action begins. Without action, even the best intentions remain only thoughts. In 2026, the difference between wishing and transforming comes down to one simple choice: doing something, even when it feels small. Action does not need to be dramatic. In fact, the most effective actions are often simple and quiet. 5 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of practice. One small habit repeated daily. These steps are easy to start and easier to continue. Waiting for big motivation or perfect conditions often leads to delay. Starting small removes pressure and builds momentum. Many people wait until they feel ready. They wait for confidence, free time, or a clear plan. But readiness rarely comes before action. Confidence grows through experience, not preparation alone. There will always be stress, uncertainty, or fear. If you wait for the perfect moment, you may never begin. The best time to act is now, with what you already have. Consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need to perform at your best every day. Some days you will feel energetic and focused. Other days you will feel tired or distracted. Progress does not require perfection. It requires showing up again and again, even in small ways. A short effort on a difficult day is still a step forward. Stopping completely is what slows growth. When people miss one day, they often give up entirely, believing they have failed. In reality, one missed step does not erase progress. Returning the next day is what builds strength and discipline. Consistency is not about never falling. It is about continuing after you do. Tracking progress can help maintain motivation. You do not need complex systems. A simple list, a calendar mark, or a short note is enough. Seeing evidence of effort creates confidence and reminds you that movement is happening, even when change feels slow. Patience is an essential part of action. Results take time to appear. When progress feels invisible, it is easy to doubt yourself. Trusting the process means understanding that small actions accumulate quietly. Just as habits grow slowly, results do too. Comparing your journey with others can weaken consistency. Everyone moves at a different speed, shaped by different circumstances. Looking outward often creates unnecessary pressure. Looking forward at your own next step keeps progress steady. In 2026, you do not need to change everything at once. You only need to decide not to stay still. Take action today. Repeat it tomorrow. Stay consistent, even when it feels ordinary. Small steps, taken patiently, are what turn a different future into reality. Many people live only for today without realizing it. They make choices based on what feels easy, comfortable, or pleasant right now. These decisions are not wrong, but when they become a habit, they slowly shape a future that feels disappointing. Real change begins when you learn to think beyond the present moment and consider the person you are becoming. Thinking long-term does not mean planning every detail of your life. It means understanding that today's small choices are connected to tomorrow's reality. What you do repeatedly, how you spend your time, how you speak to yourself, what you avoid, quietly creates your future self. Most people do not fail suddenly. They drift, little by little, without noticing the direction. Short-term thinking often feels attractive because it offers quick comfort. Skipping a task, delaying a habit, or choosing distraction feels good in the moment. The cost does not appear immediately, so it is easy to ignore. Long-term thinking asks a different question. How will this choice affect me next month, next year, or in 5 years? This question brings clarity where impulse once lived. Your future self is not a stranger. It is simply you, living with the results of your current actions. When you imagine that version of yourself, choices become clearer. Reading instead of scrolling. Resting instead of pushing too hard. Practicing a skill instead of postponing it again. These decisions may feel small, but they show respect for the life you are building. Long-term thinking also reduces emotional pressure. When you focus only on immediate results, you may feel frustrated or impatient. Progress seems slow, and motivation fades. But when you zoom out, you see growth differently. Improvement is no longer about quick success. It becomes about direction. Are you moving forward, even slightly? That question matters more than speed. Another benefit of long-term thinking is resilience. When challenges appear, you are less likely to quit. You understand that difficulty is part of the process, not a signal to stop. A long-term mindset allows you to recover, adjust, and continue without self-blame. It replaces urgency with steadiness. Choosing your future self also helps with discipline. Discipline is not about punishment or control. It is about alignment. When actions match values and long-term goals, discipline feels lighter. You are not forcing yourself. You are choosing intentionally. This shift makes consistency more natural. You do not need to sacrifice joy or live only for tomorrow. Long-term thinking does not remove pleasure from life. It simply balances it. You can enjoy the present while still protecting your future. This balance creates a sense of peace and purpose. Let's begin asking yourself one simple question before important choices. Is this helping or hurting my future self? You may not always choose perfectly, and that is okay. What matters is awareness. Each thoughtful decision strengthens your direction. Your future is not built in one day. It is shaped quietly through ordinary moments. Think long-term, choose wisely, and allow your future self to thank you for the steps you take today. When people decide to change their life, they often expect fast and visible results. They want clear proof that their effort is working. When progress feels slow or invisible, doubt begins to grow. Am I doing enough? Is this even working? These questions are natural, but they can quietly stop growth. In 2026, one of the most important skills you can build is learning to trust the process. Real change rarely announces itself. It does not arrive with loud moments or sudden breakthroughs. Instead, it happens quietly, in ways you only notice later. A habit becomes easier. A reaction becomes calmer. A decision feels clearer. At first, these changes feel small, almost unimportant, but over time, they add up. Many people quit, not because they are incapable, but because they expect progress to feel exciting all the time. When effort becomes ordinary, they assume something is wrong. In reality, ordinary effort is exactly how transformation works. Repetition creates stability. Stability creates growth. Trusting the process means accepting that results come after consistency, not before it. You plant seeds long before you see anything above the ground. During that waiting period, nothing seems to happen, but growth is already taking place. This is where patience matters most. Another challenge is self-doubt. When improvement is slow, the mind looks for reasons to stop. Old habits feel familiar and safe. New behaviors feel uncertain. Trusting the process means continuing even when confidence is low. It means understanding that confidence often follows action, not the other way around. Letting change happen also requires flexibility. The process will not always look the way you imagined. Some habits may need adjustment. Some goals may shift as you learn more about yourself. This is not failure. It is refinement. Growth is not a straight line. It is a series of small corrections made over time. It is also important to release constant self-judgment. When every day becomes a test, pressure builds and energy fades. Progress does not need to be measured aggressively. Gentle awareness is enough. Notice effort. Notice direction. These signals are more meaningful than perfection. Trusting the process means staying present. Instead of constantly asking, "When will I arrive?" you ask, "What is my next small step?" This question keeps you grounded and reduces anxiety. One step at a time is not slow, it is sustainable. 1 year from now, this moment will either be the start or just another video you watched. In 2026, allow change to unfold without rushing it. Keep showing up. Keep choosing small actions. Even when progress feels invisible, it is happening. When you look back later, you may realize that the life you wanted did not appear suddenly. It grew naturally, step by step, because you trusted the process and stayed with it. As we come to the end of this journey, remember one simple truth. Your life does not change in one dramatic moment. It changes quietly, through the choices you repeat when no one is watching. A calmer thought, a small habit, one useful skill practiced again, one moment of rest instead of pressure. 2026 is not asking you to run faster or become someone else. It is inviting you to move with intention, to listen more closely to yourself, to shape your days in ways that support the future you want to live in. You will not always feel confident. Some days will feel slow, and progress may seem invisible. That does not mean nothing is happening. Growth often works in silence before it shows results. Be patient with yourself. Stay consistent. Protect small steps because they are never small in the long run. If you continue choosing awareness over autopilot and action over delay, your life will change, naturally, steadily, and in a way that truly lasts.